Let's wade a little deeper into SPARQL and explore what steps to take to build a SPARQL query and how to run it. First, let's look at what we need to know in order to get started. A SPARQL endpoint is defined by semanticweb.org as a service that enables users to query a specific knowledge base via the SPARQL language. That is, the endpoint accepts SPARQL queries and returns results. Note that each endpoint will only query against the RDF dataset of its specific database. Thus, the SPARQL endpoint at data.gov queries against the US government's open data dataset. So what terms do we need to know to start building a query? This very basic search queries for all subjects, predicates, and objects in a given database. But let's look at a query at the DBpedia SPARQL endpoint that queries against the Wikipedia dataset. Running a simple search on DBpedia for artists introduces the main elements of a query. The results are returned as a table of URLs of the first 20 entries that carry the type label artist. Now let's take a closer look at the anatomy of our query and define the necessary vocabulary. Prefix declarations are used to abbreviate the URIs we reference in our query and save us from having to retype these cumbersome entries. The dataset definition is an optional field which defines what RDF graphs we want to query against. Many SPARQL query endpoints, DBpedia included, automatically define the dataset for us. The result clause identifies the information we want our query to return. Here, we used the select clause to request a specific variable, which we have called artist. The query pattern specifies what to search for in the given dataset and is identified in a where clause, which consists of the subject, predicate, and object triple. In our case, we are searching for entries that have the type artist. Finally, query modifiers modify the returned results according to our specified conditions. We used the limit modifier to limit our returned results to just the first 20. Check out these resources for more information on SPARQL querying, and in Part 3 of this primer, we'll start to explore the power of the SPARQL query language on Wikidata.